Welcome back to Mick Chat's commentaries here on McGTV, youtube.com/Mike McGTV. As always, for Stranger Things commentaries, it's me, Mike McG, and Mark Espinoza from NeverEndingRadicalDude.com. Be sure to check out our written reviews on that site there. I can't remember, what was the last review I did on that site?
You didn't do Spider-Man?
No, that was Sean Wheeler. Great writer.
That just went. Oh yeah, that just went live today. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think about the last review I did.
Yeah. Did you do the Pirates review?
I did, but I did a TV show. Man, it's all starting to bleed together.
That's what it was. I did artwork for the Flash season 3, and
that's right.
You reviewed the Flash season 3. So
I did. Friggin' Savitar heavy season. That is definitely a name I will be very happy to never hear again.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. That's a different conversation. Yes. I think my love affair with the Flash is coming to an end, or has come to an end. But, all part of growing up, I guess. And hey, speaking of growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids. Exploring Stranger Things.
It's what they do best.
So this is actually commentary for the 4th episode entitled The Body from Season 1. Mm-hmm. And I keep telling Mark, it's like, we're going to take as much time as possible because Season 2 is still pretty long ways away and there's only 8 episodes. We're halfway through, man.
Yeah, they keep dropping little hints every now and then. Like, they posted that photo the other day of, like, the poster of the kids on the bikes with the big preacher in the background. It's pretty cool. I think the tagline is "Some doors can't remain closed" or something like that.
Okay,
which isn't a spoiler.
No, it's not a spoiler. It's a very supernatural Stephen King-ish thing to say. So.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's just get right into it then. As usual, make sure you have Chapter 4 of Season 1, The Body, synced up at the 0 mark. We're going to count you down to play, and when we go 3, 2, 1 play, on play, that's when you play, and you won't hear any audio from us because we'll be trying to avoid copyright content.
Yeah, we'll be reading our TV show today.
We're going to be descriptive videoing the commentary to you, which actually our commentary is pretty much, we'll just be talking trivia and talking about certain scenes that we enjoy.
It's been a while since hanging out with me and Mike in your living room watching Stranger Things.
Who doesn't love that?
Right?
Have yourself a nice cold beer.
Ooh, have 2.
Or your favorite mixed drink. Turn the lights down low, turn up the Christmas lights.
It was starting to get a little romantic there for a second. I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Yeah, well.
And then the Christmas lights, then it got real romantic.
Yeah. Very steamy with them Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Anyways,
all right.
The show is about kids.
Ooh, boy.
So, episode 4, The Body, at the 0 mark. You ready, Mark?
Oh, I'm ready, Mark.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Da-da.
Boom, boom.
I wonder when the day is going to arrive that Netflix is going to have a brand new intro. I'm kind of over this Netflix intro.
You like it?
I like it, but I'm kind of over it now.
Yeah. I always loved indistinct chatter subtitles. I'm like, okay, I'm not missing nothing.
The nice description of noises that you would typically just be like, yeah, that's Foley in a TV show, whatever.
So they reportedly found Will's body last episode, right? That's why the cops are kind of like, all right, we got to...
Yeah, it was in the lake, and Peter Gabriel's version of Heroes was playing solemnly in the background. So they're checking it out now, or at least they were breaking the news to Winona here.
So it's so wild too, because like she just figured out how to communicate with him, right? So like you can kind of tell that she's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, she had just learned how to communicate with him, and she had just discovered the barrier in the wall.
Oh, that's right.
And
the thing tried to like jump through it, right?
Yeah. So, and yeah, this is her just straight up. I mentioned before, like in this show, one of the things that I always enjoy about the characterization is that you can see it from her side, because you do see it from her side, but then you totally get why people don't believe her. Like
Now, but it's interesting because there is kind of a moment right now where you're like, is Will dead? Like, is she crazy? Is this gonna be one of those like Netflix like rope-a-dopes that make you think one thing, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, it was about a mother who accidentally drowned her son the entire time?
That's what I was wondering around the time this episode came around. Actually, around the time the third episode had ended, I was like, is this going in a completely different direction than what I originally thought?
Did she float the Millennium Falcon yet? I think she did, right?
Yeah,
she's hanging out in the basement.
She did in the last episode, I believe.
Yeah. So you're kind of like, okay, so you know supernatural things are going on, but you don't know really what is going on.
Well, at that point, I was kind of like, is the Will Byers subplot sort of just a MacGuffin to lead people into this world, and that really is the end for the character, and it's just he's sort of like the gatekeeper into, okay, now they're going to get into that realm.
Yeah, now things are going to get pretty wild.
So by the time the third episode had ended, I was like, oh, well, okay. The rest of this season's going to be about revenge, I guess, or venturing in there.
It's a pretty definitive step when you find the body of the kid that's missing. It's like, oh, he's right here. He's dead. So you're like, okay, so if he is trapped in another dimension, is he going to like jump back into his body?
Yeah. You start to theorize.
You know, like, is it a real body? Like you have like your sci-fi brain starts to kick in, and you're like, all right, how is it? Because we know how it's going to end, supposedly. You know, right? You think you do.
Yeah. Well, that I started to theorize, and what actually happens in this episode did come across my mind briefly, but I'm like, nah, they're not going to do that. I was like,
it's so 80s.
Yeah, I was kind of along. In that way, I guess the show maybe disappointed me a little bit, just because I was like, that'd be too easy. But I guess it makes sense. It makes sense in the context of the show.
Yeah.
But I half expect those letters to light up right
now. Right? It's like the classic, like, you know, my house is haunted, and then someone comes over and they're like, what are you talking about? Nothing, everything's fine. And then, like, as soon as they leave, like, a plate goes flying across the kitchen. And you're like, God damn it!
Just to be a prick, the supernatural entity.
So this guy just got cast as Hellboy. We haven't talked about that.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Like, I'm totally... I've been in the dark nerd news-wise for a while. Oh. So he's going to be Hellboy in...
I think a new movie.
Like live action?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Ron Perlman's given up that? Huh.
It's hard not to look at him and be like, okay, I see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can kind of see David Harbour doing that. Like, the guy's a chameleon. Yeah. I was rewatching the Newsroom season 1 a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, that guy looks really familiar. I'm like, oh, shit, it's Hopper.
So now she's in kind of a tight spot, right? Because it's like she knows her son's alive. Well, she knows. You know,
yeah, she believes.
I'm doing finger quotes right now.
Yeah.
But like, how do I convince somebody? How do I like reassure my other son that he's not dead? And I'm just gonna go murder him.
Yeah. And again, when she did that, I'm like, where is this going?
What now?
Oh God.
It kind of reminds me of that movie that came out with Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey.
Frailty.
What was that? Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, when like the whole movie you're like, okay, you know, the dad's crazy and there's no such thing as angels, whatever, demons, whatever. And like the last 10 minutes you're like, oh shit. He was telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a weird... It's like the original ending to Red State that they intended.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the apocalypse really is happening. Sure, why not?
Oh, okay, great.
And back to this actress who's playing an overly invested mother and the husband who does not care.
Who's underly invested, I guess you can say.
He's probably had about his third flask or whatever for the day. That's the thing. There's so little going on with his character in the actual show that I made up a subplot where he's secretly an alcoholic.
I like that.
Yeah.
That explains it.
Yeah, it explains why he's so just nonchalant.
Yeah. She's like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and eat my food.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're fighting now.
Huh? Oh yeah, because like she kind of gave him hope that Will is still alive.
Her vaguely defined powers let them all down. Her
Yeah, can you believe it?
Yeah, if you believe in that kind of thing. Her
You know,
vaguely defined
yeah,
powers.
you gotta give it to the show though. It does do a good balance of like having the kids handle things in a very mature way, but then to overreact in a very immature way.
Yeah. Well,
Like, so it's like, oh, they're cool, they're good kids, they're smart kids, but they're also still kids.
Well, in the next episode, certainly they're gonna get into a bit of what you call it?
Shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigan or a tiff.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. And again, the great utilization of music of the period.
Yeah.
Into here. Oh yeah, I remember now. This has some of my favorite 11 moments in this episode.
Huh.
This is like
I don't remember.
the gateway to some great 11 moments.
Yeah.
Poor Millie Bobby Brown.
It's so funny. It's like when I first watched the show, she was just like, okay, she's a great actress. Like, good for her. Now it's like she's everywhere in this kind of weird way. And I'm like, I don't know. It's like watching like Thelma and Louise for the first time. And you're like, oh, who's that dude in the background? Whatever. And then you rewatch it and you're like, oh, it's Brad Pitt. Oh, it's Brad Pitt. You just can't not see that,
Right.
Celebrity anymore.
What's she like? I've heard she's attached to a couple of big projects now.
God, yeah, I see her photo everywhere, kind of. And so yeah, I mean, she's like popping up all over like Twitter and Instagram, and yeah, she's smart. And I don't know, I gotta give New Hollywood this like a little bit of credit of like, all right, let's try not to like make this one go crazy.
Let's keep this one on the even keel.
Yeah, let's not have another Shia LaBeouf or Amanda Bynes situation on our hands.
Yeah, well, that's the extremes either. Shia LaBeouf got way too into the quote-unquote art.
Yeah.
Amanda Bynes, yeah, she just lost her mind.
Yeah. Young Hollywood, man.
Yeah. That's a very Sam Raimi-ish shot with the bench.
Yeah, just kind of creaking.
You have to expect that old car to come moseying up and Bruce Campbell from the 80s. Sorry, yeah, the jump scares are nothing when I keep rambling over them.
No. I will always be like, I will always appreciate a good jump scare. I don't know why. Even when they're like super cheesy and forced, I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm down for that.
They need to be earned. And this show definitely earns them, I feel. But yeah. Like this is probably my 5th viewing of this episode. I still have more of a connection to anxiety when a jump scare occurs in this series than, let's say, something like the Bye Bye Man.
Yeah.
Which is just non-stop jump scares, but it's because it's non-stop that it loses any flair.
Like you become dull to it.
Yeah, I'm just
numb to it.
I know exactly when the jump scares happen, and sure enough, like clockwork, there they go. But whereas here, there's an atmosphere that's kind of earned.
Again, man, I think I brought this up in one of the earlier commentaries, but like, I want to believe there's some kind of method to the movie poster madness. Like when they were having the scene with 11 in the basement just then, it was like The Thing is in the background.
Right.
And then just now, like Dark Crystal. Like there's probably just like, strategically placed just to like show off like their nerditude. But
yeah,
it just feels like I want to read into it more.
I feel there might be some subtlety to that. I mean, through the act of homage in and of itself, you can find those parallels pretty quickly.
You sure? Right?
Yeah, here comes the ultimate skeptic versus believer in those kids.
So weird, right? Like, well, here's the body. Like, what? But all right.
I love for a couple of episodes too. It's what's his name? Jonathan is the one who kind of takes over the adult role, as it were.
Yeah.
After this moment, especially.
Yeah.
Like he becomes like the full-on grown-up, and she refuses to accept or refuses to, quote unquote, grow up in a way. Yeah, that's some great reaction shot there.
Yeah, the kid just the brother, yeah, just kind of like slowly breaking down.
I really want this guy to get uh, better projects than what he's
Yeah,
gotten after Stranger Things. He was in that Naomi Watts and Jacob Tremblay thriller movie where he plays a kid in a coma. Or
oh, the Cure to Wellness.
no, it was
No, that's
Shut In.
oh, that's yeah. With the like, yeah, there's a serial killer and like the avalanche, whatever kind of thing.
Yeah, along those lines. There's weird stuff happening, and
I bet actors love to play people in comas.
Funny thing is that Naomi Watts and Jacob Tremblay starred in another movie recently along similar lines. So basically, if you see in a script that Naomi Watts and Jacob Tremblay are involved, steer clear.
A coma.
Yeah, you'll probably be that. You'll be that guy in the coma.
Like, oh, God damn it! I'm gonna be in a coma, aren't I?
But no, I love like. Does Jonathan ever have dry eyes in any episode in this season? He's always crying, which is good because I mean I get it, but
you know he's got a hard life. You know, he's a teenager. He dropped out of school. I guess they never really established that. His dad's kind of a prick.
His camera got busted.
He was. I mean, he did kind of have that coming though.
Yeah. Oh, Winona, ratcheting it up to.
That 20. Thing is not my son. That's awesome.
And now we cut to Spider-Man: Homecoming, the Dick years.
It's so like when him and Ben Schwartz did like those like College Humor or what was it, Funny or Die sketches of them as like father and son.
Yeah, I've seen those.
It's so great, and he's such a John Ralphio.
Oh man.
So at this point I'm still like thinking this guy is gonna be a douchebag. Like he's like the whole thing he's gonna like hit it and quit it is right. What I kind of thought, but he's like still kind of sticking around. I'm like, so wait, am I wrong about this guy? What's going on here?
Well, it's like his priorities in this scene are all out of whack.
Yeah. Like, I want to like you, man.
But again, the show plays with that trajectory a little bit.
Yeah. Like, here's the path you're used to, and we're going to deviate just a little bit to kind of throw you off your game. It's like, oh, thanks.
I wonder, I mean, this might spoil some stuff for me. I don't know if you've heard anything, but is this kind of neglect he initially shows about regarding Barb going to come back and bite him in the ass in a later season?
I can't remember. I think it's the whole thing of like everyone is so quick to dismiss everybody that like everyone in this show kind of has like their comeuppance at one point where it's like if you had just listened, things wouldn't be so horrible.
Basically, I want that Jimmy Fallon sketch to become real.
Which one was that?
When he had the cast of Stranger Things on.
Oh,
I think he played Barb or whatever. He's like, "Thanks for leaving me there, assholes," or whatever. It's about the only time I've ever laughed at a Jimmy Fallon sketch because I'm like, "Yep."
All right, you get one, Jimmy. You get one.
You get one. But
I love this moment. It's like look at him breaking down. Like he's like, my mother's crazy. She's gone.
Oh yeah, tears welling up, man.
Yeah. Like, what do you do? What do you say?
You have to wonder how many takes they'd need for something of this emotional resonance.
God, I don't know. Makes me think about like what Kubrick used to do. Like he used to like make his actors when they have scenes like this do it like 20 times.
Yeah.
So by like the 20th time they were just like broken.
Yeah. Well, poor Shelley Duvall in The Shining.
Oh God.
He like
I think she really did go crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's probably where a lot of it took root because she'd have to do like 120 some takes of her swinging the bat at Jack Nicholson.
Jesus.
And Jack Nicholson would just toss out rewritten pages because he's like, it's going to change anyways. What's the point of reading the script? He's going to rewrite it anyways. All right. Anyway, Dusty or Dustin, I forget. It's been a while.
Something with dust in it.
Yeah, it has been a while since I've revisited the show, just because other things have taken precedence. But so
there's always the one skeptic.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like this is the meeting of minds here. The realist who...
Yeah, and they're totally like our kind of nerds too, so like they're talking in our nerd language.
It's just like when we... Remember when we refused to give up on the quest?
Yeah. It's like that X-Men issue, X-Men 34, where blah, blah, blah happened. I'm like, I know exactly what they're talking about.
Here we go. This leads into one of my favorite sequences in the first season.
Who, me?
Yeah, look at her. It's not like you can just dress her up to look like a boy or something. I don't know.
Right. I mean, the diner owner kind of already was like, hey, buddy, boy.
But I don't know if they had a little bit more dialogue saying, like, people are going to be looking for her, but at this point, I don't think they even know that, right? Or, she suggested that, like, if people find out where I am, you'll probably get killed.
Yeah, because she has, like, the tattoo, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, woo.
Aww.
There she is.
Dressed up in the Annabelle dolls. Hand-me-downs. That's the one thing I'm just like, that's an antique outfit there.
It's I love like every look that Lucas does, where he's just kind of like, come on, guys.
Whatever, man. Yeah. Again, ultimate realist.
No, yeah. Every group's got to have one.
So have they released any pictures of what 11 looks like in the new season?
I was just thinking that. I don't know. Like,
are
they going to make her shave her head again, or is she going to have been in the Upside Down for a while, so her hair is kind of long?
Yeah, it's but it's a year later too. So
yeah, but who knows how time moves in the Upside Down?
Exactly.
Right? She can. I mean, it would be horrible if they did this, but like if 11 was like now like a young adult, like a teenager, like an 18-year-old.
Right.
But they can't do that though.
Well, they're not going to. That girl's a gold mine for that show.
Yeah,
they're not going to lose her yet.
Oh, yeah, this will work out.
Yeah. When has this not ever worked out for them?
Right. He's like, listen, I've seen every horror movie that has ever been made, and I know you're just going to pull back a broken cord. So maybe I'm just going to cancel out on this one.
He's like, his chances are pretty good. He hasn't mentioned his loving wife and kids yet. He hasn't mentioned that he's so many days away from retirement. He's going to make it out.
Yeah, he's fine.
But seriously, you'd want to give him like a gun or something. Does he have a gun?
Oh. If he does, it's not big enough.
Yeah. I was like, I know guns ultimately don't mean jack when it comes to the Demogorgon and stuff like that, but I love that the subtitles do away with any and all ambiguity about what he heard.
Yeah.
Monster growling.
I'm like, okay.
I guess.
Here we go.
Awesome. That's
Oh, that's what it does.
I can't really think of something to compare that to in real life.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I totally thought the teacher was Jason Mantzoukas for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Like right now, like with the haziness, I'm like, Ralphie?
Yeah. When I first saw this too, I was like, "Is that Jason Mantzoukas?" And this is about to get hilarious. It's like I keep expecting that. I keep expecting the principal to actually be played by Thomas Lennon from Santa Clarita Diet.
No.
Tie in those universes.
Lenny and Carl.
Hey, when'd you see your friend Bob?
That was good.
Yeah. I've had years of wasting time in front of a TV watching The Simpsons to practice.
Yeah. God, I wonder how many Stranger Things cosplays are going to be at San Diego this year.
I'm sure quite a few. Well,
I don't know, because like I feel like this came out right before last year's.
Yeah, so it was a little late last year, I guess. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty.
There's got to be some 11s walking around.
I'm sure there's going to be 11s. I want to, like, one thing I want to see, and maybe you guys can hunt it down for me when you're going to San Diego, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Is see if you can find me a convincing Demogorgon costume.
Oh, dang, okay.
Like, that would be the cherry on top, I guess. Because
my one year I was looking, I was like, I want to find something super obscure. I was like, I want to find Cabbage Head from Kids in the Hall. And I swear, like 5 minutes later, I walked past them. I was like, are you kidding me?
I meant that as just a larf.
I was like, I thought it was like the most impossible thing I ever would see.
I remember seeing videos of there was a video of like a little girl cosplaying as BB-8, which it was adorable. But then like her older sibling played like the Xenomorph Queen and had a really like awesome looking little Xenomorph Queen costume.
Awesome.
And I'm just like, it got me thinking the Demogorgon would be awesome. It would be great cosplay, I think.
I've seen some good photos online of Demogorgon cosplays. I'm like, oh wow, damn dude, way to go. Now this is cool. He's starting to like maybe suspect.
Oh yeah. Well, even in the last episode, I feel he had a sneaking suspicion something's up with that facility.
Yeah.
And another Spielbergian ET-ish shout out here.
Yeah, it's never a good thing when the big corporation down the block makes the doctor not do the autopsy, but their own guy do it. Like, all right, what are you guys hiding?
I love this.
Come on, dude. She's not a party trick.
And another Simpsons Ned Flanders.
Yeah. Oakley dokley.
Well, y'all can mess with a ham radio a little bit later, oakley dokley.
To save some time for Jesus.
Sorry. There's buzzing.
That was easy.
I love this. In the audio version, the way she just says, a bad place.
Kids are quick.
And can you imagine? I never had to walk in late to an assembly like this
my God.
and be so put on the spot.
Well, I just lived one of my nightmares right now. God. See, in my dream that I have, that happens to me, but then I start like peeing my pants by mistake.
Yeah, well,
as opposed to people who pee their pants on purpose, but you know.
Well, let's not jump the gun quite yet.
Oh boy. This is the scene I remember. I think I really liked it because like the mom has been so two-dimensional up until this point.
Yeah.
Now she's kind of like I was a girl. I get it. But no, I guess not.
You've mentioned before,
it does happen, though.
It starts into that trope of, oh, this is going to be the 80s mom who's clueless and aloof, but then it defies your expectations and actually does something with her.
Yeah, she's like, "No, man, you're not in trouble. Like, what do you think? Like, I did when I was a kid." She's like, "I get it. You can talk to me." It's like, "Oh, you don't get it, mom."
Except this time she really wouldn't get it.
Yeah. What, you think that I never battled demons from other dimensions before when I was a kid?
She's not quite there yet, but when she gets there,
oh lordy. Good thing she saves scraps.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, if I had just found out someone was taking pictures of me while I was at the pool, definitely wouldn't, unless I plan to use it as like Exhibit A.
Yeah, right. In the restraining order.
Exactly.
Anyone who's done collage work knows that a mattress is the worst workspace for this kind of job.
Well, now you're just gonna have those frayed edges all over the place.
Yeah, right. Oh, look how perfectly. Oh, she never would have gotten that good a job.
Right.
Bullshit.
Well, I guess counter blessings that they don't have a paper shredder.
It was you right.
Yeah.
All right, Shepard.
Oh yeah, his name's Shepard. It's funny because I was just playing some Mass Effect earlier.
Oh, that's funny.
Can you describe to us what it is you see?
Yeah, man, it sucks.
Yeah. Dante's Inferno. Care to try it out, sir?
Yeah, like the 4th level of hell. Come on in. Oh boy. Oh yeah. That's awesome.
It's gonna get bloody here. Or maybe not. Because we don't have quite the budget yet for bloody.
Yeah.
So we'll just.
This is that like moment where you start to wonder how Will was able to get away so easily, and it's
Well, I mean, he has a fort out there on the other side, so he probably knows those woods pretty well. Maybe.
Yeah, better than a Demogorgon.
He knows how to hide. He is the wizard who shoots green fireballs.
Fireball.
I mean, that's what I like too, is that technically he didn't get away too easily. He ended up getting pretty messed up in the end.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Bloop. Hey, I have an idea. How about we send in like 8 guys with like machine guns?
Or here's an idea. How about sending in like, I don't know, probe.
Tank?
A tank.
Send in a RoboCop. Dick.
Yeah. 2-dimensional ass wipes.
Yeah. Some people deal with grief in different ways, Mike.
I guess.
But I look at the redhead. He's like, even that guy down there knows.
Mouth breather.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm kind of wondering where they're going to pop in the new season, if they're in the new season.
Yeah, right.
Like, because they haven't forgotten all the weird stuff that happened.
Yeah. Like this moment right here.
Yeah. I love this part, man. This is one of my favorite parts. Just because it's like, yeah, friendship rocks.
Being a jerk is the worst. Right, guys? Eee.
Got a bar of Dove soap with your name on it, son.
I got something better for you.
A shove.
Ooh. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's right.
I love this. Professor X steps in and freezes. It's all right, Michael.
Dope. See, it's funny because you think it's pee, but then you find out later it's blood. And 11 shattered his kidneys.
Yeah, I was about to be like, just took his prostate and went.
Yeah, won't need that anymore.
I love that look on her face. The little, like, yeah, I got you.
Yep. Yeah,
does the bump. She's like, I'm on top of this now. I got this.
I'm gonna live that down.
I keep expecting the dude and Walter to be in the back, just haggling the price for Donnie's urn. It is our most modest receptacle.
Oh.
I think I'm going to do that just on a whim. I'm going to take this video and edit in audio of Walter yelling in the background.
That's awesome.
Just because we're bereaved doesn't mean we're saps. God damn it. And here's where it all comes together.
Huh. Nah, man, it's a monster.
Nah, yeah. Don't sell yourself short.
Clearly.
It's something freaky.
It's something strange.
Things.
Season 1. Wait, what?
That's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Not my Barb.
Yeah.
She would never run away.
Oh. We both went at exactly the same time. The plot, it thickens. It thickens.
It's a thickening, all right. Yeah, I mean, like, what do you got going on right now? Oh, just picking out a casket for my brother, no big. But yeah, let's look at your friggin' photo again.
Tell your boyfriend he owes me $600.
Yeah, man. He looked like a human dude, but he had like a flower head. I don't know.
Oh, that's just one of the residents from the White or Black Lodge. That's all.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Dude, can you imagine if we tried to do commentaries for that show?
No, I can't even think about thinking about it. But my head hurting.
You just hear me with my mouth open, hearing drool come out every once in a while because I'm like,
The commentaries would be 2 hours long because we'd have to restart it and rewatch it again.
It's like, go back up, go back to the part where the frog wasp crawls into the girl's mouth. I didn't quite get that. Watch, this is all a clever ploy to tie the Upside Down into that show. Then it would make sense.
Jesus. That's wild.
It's got a similar kind of motif, I guess.
Yeah, kind of.
Another dimension or another world. A small town with very eccentric characters. The lone investigator charming his way into the hearts of the loved and the hated.
Man, imagine living in one of those towns, living in Twin Peaks, in the Twin Peaks world, but not being involved in any of it, just kind of
witnessing
going
it
about your day,
witnessing it on the outside.
Yeah, kind of even barely touching upon it, but if that's what happens in the fringes of society, what's happening on your day to day,
Right.
It's just weird.
Well,
I don't know, something.
There's many seedy stories yet to be discovered, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's many seedy stories yet to be discovered in this show as well.
Right. It kind of gives me a whole Return to Night Vale. You ever listen to that podcast?
I've heard. Yeah, I've listened to a couple of episodes of it. It's
just the whole town is in
on something.
Yeah, there's something going on somewhere all the time.
Well, I'm kind of wondering. Yeah, what's going to propagate? It's weird doing this with headphones, but it's what's going to keep the mystery going besides the supernatural element in the second season? Is the company going to still be there in some way, shape, or form?
Oh, interesting.
Now that
right, because if it's going to be 8 episodes, you said, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because kinda, yeah, right. They don't really necessarily go away at the end of the. They're just kind of well, now we got to come in and clean up.
Yeah, what's the new reincarnated version of?
Well, could have had the easy way, buddy. You chose the hard way.
Yeah, smash cut to him beating the shit out of him.
They paid me. Wait, right? Yeah.
Hero Cop. Not quite so heroic.
Ooh, they said the name of the episode in the episode.
To be fair, that's a pretty common phrase you'll probably hear a lot in a murder mystery.
The body. Just don't shoot, man. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're a lone wolf. Oh man, I lost him too. He was my ride.
I'm sure he could race him down.
Yeah,
he's an older gentleman.
He's like, I don't know, running.
Nah, I just had some whiskey.
Yeah, and some peanuts.
Talk to me, boy.
Here we go. Oh no, never mind.
No, we're gonna reach out and touch someone.
Yeah. Break the school's equipment, jerks.
So very much like, there's the whatchamacallit, the Westfall verse or whatever from St. Elsewhere.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I'd like to think this reaches out to a bunch of other shows as well, or movies. Like this reaches out to Frequency. They get Dennis,
like the
movie,
a world where radios have like interdimensional cross time properties.
The movie. So she reaches out and touches Dennis Quaid via ham radio.
That's kind of amazing. Like all ham radio involved movies take place in the same universe.
That'd be so great. Then, sure enough, like she reaches out again, and there's Shelley Duvall on the other line talking about the snowfall.
Like, wait, what? Guys, give me another. Like, oh man, now I'm like racking my brain for all the ham radio movies I could think of.
Feel free to comment below. Let us know what are all those famous ham radio shows out there, or ham radio movies that we can connect this to in the Hamverse. Let's call it
the Hamverse. Yes, not to be confused with the John Hamm verse. Very different.
That in of itself is a journey.
That dude.
That guy. These old-fashioned memories of torture and testing.
Yeah, right. Still, man, you think we're gonna get into 1 through 10, or you think they're all dead?
I don't know. I mean, that does open up a possibility of like, God, if she's a success, imagine what the failures were like. Because she's didn't come out of this purely unscathed.
No, but she's badass though.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if like someone shows up and they're like, some old dude's like, yeah, I was number 7. And like, blows a cigarette in her face.
I could see that. Oh. I love the. Can I just say I love the lighting of this scene too? How everything just goes.
Also, okay, so you're a bunch of kids trying to communicate with your dead friend in another dimension, right?
Mm-hmm.
You turn on some lights, right? You don't just sit in darkness with like your radio, like, right? Come on.
Yeah. Well, let's face it; these kids are begging to be scared.
Yeah, okay, you're right. The purist.
Yeah, they're like, we gotta make this feel like a genuine experience. So yeah, turn the lights down low. Here we go. This is the actual breaking through the barrier almost. It was touched upon briefly in the last episode, and she saw weird stuff coming out of the wall, but this time it's like, hey.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's the ooze from Ghostbusters 2.
Only happy thoughts.
Yeah. See, all you gotta do is think positively and you can just break right through.
Dude. I totally forgot about this part.
Yeah. Yeah, how did this kid last so long? Because I'd imagine even if he's stranded alone in the Upside Down, he's screaming his head off for mom at all times.
Yeah. And I mean, you guess you kind of get the idea that the Demogorgon kind of is attracted to blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if Will wasn't bruised in any way, but the science guy wasn't bruised either, so
yeah,
How do you find him so fast?
And I mean, spoilers, I guess. The Demogorgon eventually does find Will, and
Yeah.
he's just cold and hungry at that point, not bleeding. Speaking of bleeding, what I was trying to mention earlier is how sick do you think Millie Bobby Brown is of people putting fake blood up her nose?
probably pretty well, it's her first movie, right? So she's probably like, whatever. It's Hollywood, right?
Yeah, them's the breaks.
That's how it goes.
There's part of the drinking game is that you should take a shot take a drink every time you see Eleven have a nosebleed, because I'm pretty sure she has a nosebleed every episode, or at least a couple of nosebleeds.
Because I know she's had 3 so far this episode.
Yeah. So taking a shot every time she uses her power, basically, because
it's gotta be that and something else, like every time the cop takes a shot of whiskey or something.
Right. Every time Lenny and Carl say something stupid. Which should be easy, because I think they're only relegated to say one stupid thing per episode.
They are pretty much like the town with like the one good cop and always like lackey.
Well, they're both, to bring it back to Twin Peaks, they're both Andy.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, what, like stalking people and taking photos of them? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Quite a while,
Didn't you know? It's like a pastime in this town.
It's my thing. Like, look at my hair.
Aw. His antisocial tendencies are adorable.
They are. He seems you think it's like the thing where like his brother died, so now he's kind of like desperately trying to grasp onto like just something that will distract him. So he's like, yeah, all right, I'll go down this little mystery hole with you, because if I don't, it's the reality of my brother being dead.
Well, yeah, the reality of his brother being dead, and also the reality of like, oh god, I'm being the responsible one now, because he's got the funeral to think about and things like that. He's just like, mom's not helping because she's hanging out in the house with Christmas lights.
Oh, but now all the pieces have come together.
Yep.
It's like, wait, no, it's...
Yep.
Well, about that.
That's, I'm pretty sure that's the thing from the end of Prometheus. Trying to make them all tie together here.
Yeah, right. It's one big universe.
Watch, the company's a front for Wayland Yutani.
That's awesome.
That'd be great.
Like, you see like something like the last scene of the last episode, like little Stephen King.
Guy Pearce shows up.
Yeah. I'm interested in your town.
Oh man, here we go. Now this is where his character definitely started to turn around for me, because for the first couple of episodes you're like, God, this guy doesn't like his job, and now it's like, no, I love my job. In fact, I'm gonna do my job really well.
Problem is, I'm just too good at it.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect at this point in the episode. I had a couple of theories, but
this is a pretty substantial episode. Like, it kind of goes all over the place. I mean, it kind of answers a lot of questions. It brings the 2 kids on the side of the mother. The mother kind of is confirmed that she's right. Like, we know that like the lengths the corporation will go to kind of cover this up. Well, like, this guy is now like a good guy.
Yeah, we're 50% through the series, so it's kind of like the characters need to have that rock bottom point to start building up from, and this is that point. So.
I always find it weird when a TV show, like the central premise of it is like the death or like absence of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so weird because this actor is like talked about and like is a catalyst for everything that happens, but he's only in it for like maybe 10 minutes.
Well, again, to bring it back to Twin Peaks, Laura Palmer.
Laura Palmer, yeah.
Except the actress was in it substantially more than Will, probably.
And then they brought her like twin cousin in.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? He might have a very substantial role in the future.
True. Yeah. Okay, we're into it.
At that point, I kind of knew where this is going, but still, I'm like, ooh, that is a very realistic looking
Yeah,
dummy.
dummy. It's full of cotton candy. It's delicious.
If he just takes a little bit out and starts eating it.
Like, my God, do all kids have cotton candy inside of them?
And thus the show takes yet another weird turn.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, did not see that coming. He becomes
supernatural thriller to the beginnings of a serial killer.
This isn't our world at all.
Oh, yeah. This final kind of revelation or reveal, I was like, oh, you jerk.
I left you alone with him for a week, and now he's dead, and there's monsters and the hole in the wall.
Oh, honey, I like that wallpaper. Yeah, I keep forgetting how quickly the plot breezes by in these episodes.
Yeah.
And here we go. He's gonna become the infiltrator. I love his tactical gear too.
Like, well, some wire cutters, that ought to do it.
What? Bolt cutters and my flannel, my trusty flannel.
And there it is. Theme music plays.
We're guessing. We're guessing.
Yeah, I assume. Plays. Yeah, I can't remember what it is, so I'm just gonna. That's close, probably, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty close. And from here on out, I feel like the rest of the show picks up a lot of momentum.
Yeah. Ooh, the flea and the acrobat. All right.
Yep, that'll be coming up next, probably. But you'll have to stay tuned next for 5, 6, 7, and 8 of season 1 of Stranger Things here on McChat's Commentary. Once again, thank you, Mark Espinoza, for chit-chatting over top
Always a pleasure.
These episodes.
Always a pleasure.
One of these days, we will get that drinking game going. But
yeah, we will.
We'll figure out some rules. Well before season 2, we'll figure out some rules. But
please. I'm like, wow, we're 2 minutes in and I'm trash.
Chug a beer for the entire opening sequence.
Chug a beer every time you see something that can only exist in the 80s. Like, oh, Jesus.
Well, that haircut.
Oh, God. That shirt. Oh.
But, well, that's it for now. Have a good night, folks.